as an adoption counselor. At first, it seemed rather straightforward. Folks would visit us at the shelter with the idea that they would rescue one of our wonderful dogs or one of our cool cats. But as I began to find out a little bit more about these potential adopters and their lives, and as I saw how our animals interacted with the adopters, I began to have this recurring realization. Hold on, just who is adopting whom? I recall not so long ago counseling a woman who confided into me with tears in her eyes that she was struggling with the grief following the recent death of her husband of many years. She didn't think she could endure one more night of loneliness and stillness coming home to her empty house. So here she was in front of me, searching. As we were talking, one of our wonderful dog walkers passed us by, walking a small gray and white terrier. He appeared to be a very confident dog in that terrier way, if you know what I mean. We came to find out his name was Max, and that he was 6 years old. We also found out that he had been surrendered to the shelter because his owner had recently passed away. As he passed us by, he caught the woman's eye for just a second. He made an about turn, and he came over to check her out. What our visitor didn't realize at that time was at that very moment, Max had begun to work his magic on her to be the comfort and unconditional support she had been searching for so long. You see, Max, our wonderful shelter dog, was the healing agent. He was the missing piece. On his journey to his new forever home, Max made it possible for both of them to go home again. And they did just that. They walked out the door and they never looked back. Last but not least, I would like to encourage all of you to come by and visit us. Explore being a volunteer. We have so many needs for you, needed areas for you to help us in. And I know you too will come to see that our wonderful shelter is really a place of renewal, of healing, and of hope. That it truly is. Thank you. Each year, our shelter honors a special individual who has made a long-term commitment to animal welfare and whose work has had a broad impact. This person is an ambassador for animals throughout the country and throughout the world. This is what tonight's Friend for Life Award is all about. We are honoring one such very deserving person tonight. Back in 1963, if you can... Many had become mesmerized by a new gorgeous face on the big screen. For her extraordinary talent and style, she was often called the new Grace Kelly. She starred in what became a Hitchcock classic, The Birds. The Birds. The very next year, she was to star in another Hitchcock drama, Marnie. Her name is Tippi Hedren. Her respect for acting and her already existing passion for animal welfare came together while she was filming a movie in Africa. When she saw close up the plight of the African lions. This is in those days when no one talked about that. A true love affair with wild animals began and has lasted to this very day. Not only has Tippi served on numerous boards, working on behalf of animal welfare, her perhaps most unique endeavor is being a den mother and a friend to over 65 big cats. Lions, tigers, leopards, cougars, and an African elephant. And I think there's another animal called a liger, but you'll have to look that up. They all live together at the Roar Foundation's Shambhala Preserve and Sanctuary, which Tippi founded. So many of her animals are cast-offs from private owners, zoos, and circuses. Many have been abused and then they are abandoned. She has worked passionately to pass legislation to prevent such cruelty. Tippi Hedren is a warrior, speaking around the world on behalf of animals and their dignity. She resides in Shambhala in a cottage, surrounded by her wonderful big cats. She said she loves being awakened each morning by their roars. Please watch the monitor as we honor this lifelong champion of animal welfare. As you may know, Ms. Hedren is unable to be with us to accept this award. She sends her sincerest thanks for such a great honor. Her very dear friend and animal lover, Barbara Eden, will accept the award on her behalf. Please join us for a big round of applause for the world's most beloved genie, Barbara Eden.
Thank you so very much. I think I'll stay here. I like it. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. I'm sorry that Tippi couldn't be, but she sent a letter with me. Whoops. Oh, here it is. And I'm going to put my glasses on now and read the letter to you. She says, "There is so much that I could say about tonight's honor. for I know that every one of us have something in common, and that is our love for animals. I call my love a birth affect, which I wouldn't change for anything in the world. I have been rescuing exotic big cats since 1972 and up to the present. The Shambhala Preserve has given sanctuary to over 235 big cats. Shambhala is their home for life, for they have come to the preserve after confiscation by authorities. They have come from roadside zoos, circuses, and private citizens who realize that big cats do not make good pets. The exotic cat trade is a huge business and on a par with illegal drugs. So legislation to protect them is a constant passion of mine to make a difference, so that private possession of these beautiful creatures becomes an illegal act and an impossibility. As a true sanctuary, we do not buy, breed, sell, trade, or subject any animal for commercial use. Our only purpose is to allow these magnificent animals to live out their lives with care, understanding, and dignity. Each has the best human, nutritional, medical, emotional, and mental care possible. As you may care for your little ones, we do the same for the big ones. Shambhala is a Sanskrit word that means a meeting place of peace and harmony for all beings, animal and human. Much the same as this evening. A gathering of people who care about animals as much as I do. And for that, I thank you. Now, if you would like to come and see our beautiful animals, please go to our website, shambhala.org, and see for yourself who I live with every day of my life. Now, I'm going to give you a little PS in Barbara talk. I was lucky enough to be in Africa last September. I went on a camera safari, and I had been to Shambhala with Tippi, and I had appreciated it. But I really didn't appreciate it as much then as I did after I saw Africa and those magnificent animals in the wild, in their habitat. They're so healthy, they're so beautiful. And Tippi has recreated that comfort zone for these poor disabled babies. I mean, they're big, but they're babies. And I thank her for that. And thank you. Thank you for being here.
Barbara, thank you.
All right, you need to do me a favor, Barbara. Teach the room how to perfect the ding thing.
We tried to do it in the morning on KMIR. We just couldn't get it right.
Is it left hand first, then right hand?
Left.
All right, big round of applause, Barbara. You everybody.
Thank you so much.
Quick for us.
Yes.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
We were honored to have you here tonight. Thank you. Thank you.
And you helped raise me, right? I think you helped raise me.